Hi, it's John from here from Survival Stoves again. Today I've got a awesome stove to do. I bought one a few years back, right, when I was on a car boot sale. Wasn't the prettiest of looking of things, but it was a half decent stove. It was for camper van use, I suppose you could say off grid. When I bought it, it needed a few tweaks doing to it. So I'm going to do the tweaks that I wish it would have been done when I first bought it. It was one you can make a brew on top of, frying pan on top of, but not only that, you get the perks of the fact it's not overly sized. When you're in a confined space like a caravan or whatever, you don't want anything too big. If you have a stove in there that's probably going to be about 7 or 8 kilowatt, you're probably going to be letting it go out quite fast. So I think ranging, depending upon what size of the caravan is, you're probably going to be wanting around the 3 or 4 kilowatt sort of size. Or if you've got a camper van which you're on limited sort of space, 2 or 3 maybe. So we're going to build one today which is going to be around the 3 or 4 stage, and this one would be perfect for glamping pods as well. I've sort of done a drawing of the front, really. It's an exciting one today because it sort of brings me back with some memory. And what I can do today is I'm going to try and skip across some of the cutting out, because the problem is it takes too long when a video is going to take too long. So we're going 300mm wide. We'll go 350, I think, because it's a bit short. So I'm almost sure the last time I made one of these, it made it a bit more awkward for me because I wasn't quite able to get the full what I wanted out of the stove because of the fact of how small it was. But I get all the steel, which I get it off a supplier I managed to have off eBay. When I did have it off eBay, the handy thing is the people who do it for me cut it all to a certain size for me, so they're more manageable sizes as opposed to being too heavy. You can have them as big as you want, but if you can't move them, because it's handy having them decent size, because it means you haven't got to make it out of a few sheets as opposed to like this. Now I could probably do the whole burner out of 1 and a bit sheets. So that'll be one of the front. Then we're going to have the same on the back, so we'll do 300 again. What I'll do is I'll go just past it, that'll be the cut of the blade. It's the handy thing, I suppose, having it 300 means I can get most of it on one sheet. 35 tall. Okay. That one. What I'm going to try and do is draw it all out, then cut it out. Right. The legs is where the specialty was, and that is my favourite part about that stove, was the shape of the legs. So what we're going to do, what do we say? Right, we're going to do 20 and 50. I did it half size on that piece of paper because it makes my life easier doing that. Right, what I'll do is use a square to do. I'll tell you what, we'll go 70mm for the legs. I think it'll look a bit nicer. No, I'm in trying anyway, because to be fair, I can always change it as I'm doing it. But that to be 30mm up there. We'll do it 40mm at the top. That there, 26 there. Yeah, that looks to me already. I just think that looks absolutely delicious already. Our next part is going to be a side. So we got 250 wide. $20mm. I measure the top plate up. Once I've got the top plate down, all the parts will start coming together. So it'll be 450 overall. That's the biggest section. I want it all as one piece. So I'll go 350 that way. Right, now I need 450. Right. These, my fancy new goggles. So these are for plasma cutting and grinding. So you get best of both worlds. I might look like a weirdo, which I do whether I wear these or without them. But let's try and get something done now. Cut all this stove out now, so I'm going to tack it all together. Apologise if I sound weird, but I have literally got the worst cold, flu, you name it, I've got it. Right, I've tacked all the bottom and everything in now. So my next thing now to do is to make it so I've got somewhere for the wood to sit on. I've got this. Right, our next part. So what I've done is I've tacked all the, as you can see, all that's tacked and welded in now. Now all I've got to do is I want to measure from this side to this side, mark where the centre is. We're having a 4-inch pipe coming out of here now. So what I need to do now is measure from how big I want this piece. So I'm going to go a little bit over. I'll make the bottom piece piece 130. Oh, it goes a little bit over. So it'll be 130 by 75. How big is that? That'll do. Perfect. Right, so far this is where we're up to. I've made the back chamber, but unfortunately my battery died on my phone, so I've not been able to record what I've done on that little bit. But it's not the end of the world, it's easy enough. It's literally, so you got your 75mm by 150 on here, you got your 75mm by 120 on here on the back piece, and then it's obviously the same on the other side, and then you got 130 at the 120 or 130 by 150 on the bottom. Our next part now is we're going to weld all the whole burner now up. You look on the back of there, you can see how much penetration's in them welds. It's not me being big-headed, I am a pretty good welder when it comes to me doing that. So, and it's all thanks to this beast, the old Artec welder. Highly recommend anybody, if you get your hands on an Artec, you will not go wrong. It's definitely looking the part now anyway. You get a kettle on there, no problem whatsoever. Frying pan. Our next part as well, what we need to do is make the drawer. But before we put the drawer in, we're going to put a piece of steel sticking out probably around 25-30mm, maybe a little bit more. Right, just going to weld it all up. A nightmare part now, they're grinding it all back to bare metal, so I'm going to grind literally all this now, so it's completely and totally back to bare metal. At least you don't have to listen to this part, I have to listen to it, so one positive for you. Another day, I finished it off, made all the door, so that's all nice now, it's pretty shiny. So I'm going to grind a little bit more now, just off, because it's obviously, it's got a little bit of spatter on it. So I'm just going to take this skin off the top layer. I managed to clean all the outside. To be fair, it just literally looks like it's one piece of steel now. So then what I'm going to do, once I've cleaned all this part up, I'm going to get the burner down here, put it to the burner, fit it all, put the hinges and everything like that on. looking well, it really is. Yeah, there we go. That's exactly what we want there. Bang. Right, our next job now is going to be to drill the hole in here. So I'm going to mark where the centre is. Once I've got the centre, then I can go back a little bit, pierce it. So I drill a hole. Before I do that, I just want to stop there. So mark our door, which is 19 from 190 on the dot. Right, as you can see, all put on now. Works like it's supposed to. Door, absolutely perfect seal. Yeah, our next part to do now. So the door roping is working really well. To be fair, I can't moan at it. Most certainly works better than the way it was before anyway, because at least now it's properly fitted in. So what we're going to do for our next part now is we're going to make all of this. So we're going to make the drawer so that the air can get in there nicely. Right, all welded up, all done. All I need to do now is grind it a little bit, not too much. I need to put the pipe on the top. The drawer's finished and it's looking very nice. Okay, we finished the burner. It's all sprayed up now, so I'm just gotta let it all dry, but you can see where it's going to be going. It's got just sprayed it. This burner's now finished, so what we're going to do is the next video that comes out, I'll be testing this before I actually start making the next burner. So if you can like and subscribe to the channel, you'd be doing me a massive favour. Thanks very much for joining me. Take care. See you to the next one.